multiplying and dividing with decimals. A little more straightforward than the fractions also, but still a few rules we need to remember, mostly about what to do with the decimal. So when we're multiplying, we're going to multiply like we normally do with integers. We just have to pay attention to where we place the decimal. So we're going to multiply. We're going to put the decimal, the same number of decimal places as the factors. So we're going to take a look at how many places we have to the right of the decimal in the factors. It'll be the same amount of places to the right of the decimal in our product. So our first one, 7 and 39 hundredths times 2 and 1/10. We line these up. We ignore the decimals for right now because we're really just looking at multiplying. We don't have to do multiply like terms with like terms, so we don't need to worry about lining them up. I multiply. 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 7 is 7. Then I move over to my tens place here. This is really like a 20, so this is really 20 times 8, which gives me that 180, so that's where that 0 is coming from. I'm going to put the 8 here, carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus the 1 gives me 7, and then I need to do 2 times 7, which is 14. I'm going to add down. 9 plus 0, 9, 3 plus 8, 11, carry the 1, 1 plus 7 is 15, carry the 1, I have 5, and I have 1. Alright, so I ended up with 15519. Where do I place the decimal? I'm going to go back to my original factors to figure out where the decimal goes. So I've got 1, 2, 3 places to the right of the decimal in my factors. I'm going to give myself 1, 2, 3 digits to the right of the decimal in my product. So there's my decimal right there. And it should make sense. 7 times 2, that's about 14. My answer is about 15. 1 doesn't make sense. 155 doesn't make sense. 15 makes sense. 1 and 13 hundredths times 4 hundredths. Again, line them up and just multiply. There's really only one digit here that's really significant to multiply. 4 times 3 is 12, carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And 4 times 1 is 4. Again, I have 3 digits to the right of the decimal point. So I'm going to give myself 3 places to the right of the decimal point here. Notice I'm doing 1 times a very small number, so I should get a small number. Something with the 0.4 makes sense. 4 doesn't make sense. 45 doesn't make sense. This makes a little more sense. Now let's take a look at dividing. Similar with division, we're going to set it up a lot like we divide with our integers. After we set it up, we're going to multiply the divisor and the dividend by a power of 10 that will make the divisor into an integer, so that the divisor isn't actually what we consider a decimal anymore. It's just a straight integer, and then we're going to divide. So 1 and 6/10 divided by 4 hundredths. Remember that first number always goes inside your bracket. The 4 hundredths goes outside. So here's where I move that decimal around. The 4 hundredths, I'm going to move the decimal over 2 places to make it 4. Since I moved it 2 places here, I need to move it 2 places on the dividend also. So I'm going to move it over 2 places, which means I need to put a 0 there to hold that spot to make sure the decimal moves over. In my answer, my quotient, I'm going to put the decimal place right after that 0 in my dividend here. So I go to divide. I need 4 into 1. That doesn't go. 4 into 16 goes a nice even 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. Bring that down. I have no remainder, but I still have a 0 I need to count for here. So I'm going to bring that 0 down. 4 goes into 0 times. My final answer is 40. One more example. We're going to do 1,659 10,000ths divided by 79 hundredths. Again, notice that first number, that's our dividend, that goes inside the box. Our second number is our divisor, that's what's really doing all the work here. That goes on the outside. My divisor, I'm going to move this decimal over enough places to make it an integer. 2 places in this case. I'm going to move it 2 places in my dividend also. That's where my decimal goes in my answer. So whatever I get between that 6 and that 5, that's where the decimal will go in my quotient. Alright, 79 is a little kind of bit number. We'll round and think about 8. I can't put 79 into 0. I can't put it into 1. I can't put it into 16, but I can put it into 65. If we think of this as about 80, 80 times 1, 80, too small, 80 times 2, 160. Oh, that's pretty close. So let's try 2. 2 times 9 is 8. Carry the 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus that 1 is 15. I get 158. We're going to subtract. We get a remainder of 7. Now I'm going to bring down this 9. 79. 79 goes into 79 one time, so I'm left with a 1 at the end, and I am done. My decimal goes before that 2, and I'm finished with my dividing with decimals.